Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the news from Saba Satellite Channel from Marib. Let's begin with the headlines.
Presidential Leadership Council reviews economic priorities and security developments.
Yemen and UNESCO sign 5-year agreement to enhance quality education.
MSF warns of ongoing humanitarian crisis amid fragile ceasefire.
Welcome once again, and here are the details. The Presidential Leadership Council held a meeting today chaired by Dr. Rashad Mohammed Al-Alimi, President of the Council, with the participation of its members. The meeting, attended by Prime Minister Salim Saleh bin Buraik and senior financial officials, reviewed domestic and regional development and the government's fiscal strategy for 2025, focusing on addressing the ongoing financial and humanitarian crisis caused by the Houthi militia attacks on oil facilities and shipping routes.
The Council approved a set of measures to support the government and the central bank in reinforcing fiscal discipline, expanding revenues, and preparing a balanced state budget that ensures priority spending and donor confidence. Members expressed satisfaction with recent economic and monetary progress, praising the coordination among state institutions, while reaffirming the Council's commitment to countering the Houthi militia's threats and Iran-backed destabilization attempts. The meeting also welcomed international organizations' decisions to relocate their officials to Aden, viewing it as a vital step for ensuring staff safety and maintaining humanitarian aid flow.
In Aden, the Minister of Higher Education, Scientific Research, Technical and Vocational Training, Dr. Khalid Al-Wasabi, signed a 5-year strategic cooperation agreement with Dr. Abdul Rahman Al-Mudairis, Director of the UNESCO Regional Center for Quality and Excellence. The agreement aims to strengthen partnerships in applying the Arab model for quality and excellence in education and includes the exchange of research, experts, and statistical data, as well as joint education program, studies, and training initiatives.
Under the agreement, Aden University will be the first academic institution to implement its provisions, followed by others across the country, with cooperation from the Hadramaut Foundation for Humanitarian Development in Vocational and Technical Education. Minister Al-Wasabi praised the agreement as a significant step toward improving educational quality and outcomes, while UNESCO's regional director reaffirmed the center's commitment to fostering regional collaboration and academic development across Yemeni universities.
Also in Aden, Yemen's Minister of Transport, Dr. Abdul Salam Humaid, met today with the Somali Ambassador Abdul Hakim Mohammed to discuss enhancing bilateral cooperation in maritime transport. Minister Humaid highlighted the historic and social ties between Yemen and Somalia, noting that both nations share long-standing economic and security interests. He affirmed the ministry's readiness to facilitate trade and air connectivity, including support for establishing direct Somali airline routes to Yemeni airports in liberated areas, and granting the necessary operational licenses.
The minister also revealed plans to purchase 2 aircrafts for Yemeni Airways to operate domestic and short regional flights, including routes to Somalia. Both sides emphasized the need for joint coordination to counter maritime security threats, particularly arms smuggling and illicit trade in the Red Sea and the Horn of Africa. The Somali ambassador praised Yemen's efforts to strengthen cooperation and deepen fraternal relations between the two nations.
Yemen participated today in the International Symposium on Technology for Mine Action as a Gateway for Economic Recovery, organized by the UN Development Programme and the Japan International Cooperation Agency in Tokyo. The Yemeni delegation was led by Ambassador Adil As-Sunaini, and the event gathered experts and representatives from international and local institutions to discuss technological solutions for safer and more efficient demining operations and their role in supporting long-term recovery and peace building.
In his remarks, Ambassador As-Sunaini highlighted Yemen's urgent need for technical and logistical support to expand mine clearance operations, survey contaminated areas and assist victims. He also called for funding awareness campaigns, rehabilitating cleared lands and restored livelihoods, and promoting community involvement in recovery and sustainable development initiatives across affected regions.
In Yemen, the Iran-backed Houthi militia has abducted 3 United Nations employees in the capital Sana'a, including 2 women, accusing them of working for Israel. According to the security and local sources, the abducted staff members work for the World Food Programme and have been identified as Nisreen Al-Sharmani and Hanan Al-Shaybani among the detainees.
The new abductions come just 2 days after the Houthis arrested 7 other UN workers and raided the offices of both UN envoy to Yemen and the Food and Agriculture Organization in the Hadda district of southern Sana'a. This escalation follows the recent evacuation of 12 UN international staff members who were detained for days by the Houthis earlier this week, marking another grave violation against humanitarian personnel in Yemen.
The United Nations has issued its worst food security forecast for Yemen since 2022, warning of a looming humanitarian catastrophe. According to the UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, OCHA, 18 million Yemenis are projected to face acute hunger, as 166 districts slide into emergency levels of food insecurity this month.
The report ranks Yemen as the 3rd most food insecure country in the world, with hunger worsening nationwide amid dwindling aid and continued instability. OCHA also warned that without sustained large-scale assistance, up to 41,000 people could face catastrophic famine-like conditions, marking the bleakest outlook for Yemen in more than 3 years.
In a landmark step to strengthen global cybersecurity, 65 nations have signed the United Nations Convention against Cybercrime during a high-level ceremony in Hanoi, Vietnam. Adopted by the UN General Assembly in December 2024, after 5 years of negotiations, the treaty creates the first universal framework for investigating and prosecuting online crimes, from ransomware and financial fraud to the non-consensual sharing of intimate images.
UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres called for convention, a powerful, legally blinding instrument to ensure that no country is left defenseless against cybercrime. The treaty establishes a 24/7 global cooperation network, facilitates cross-border evidence sharing, and offers new protections for victims of online abuses.
Mr. Guterres urged member states to turn signatures into action by swiftly ratifying and implementing the agreement, warning that global cybercrime losses could reach $10.5 trillion annually by 2025. He said the convention represents a victory for victims on online abuse and a pathway to a safer, more just digital future for all.
In Gaza, Medicine Sans Frontiers has accused Israel of continuing to use humanitarian aid as a political tool, despite the current ceasefire agreement. Caroline Willman, the organization's project coordinator in Gaza, said humanitarian assistance must not be tied to political conditions. She noted that while Israeli attacks have declined since the ceasefire began, the military launched a large-scale assault on October 19th and continues near daily gunfire.
Wellman warned that the humanitarian situation remains dire, with widespread shortages of water and shelter. Hundreds of thousands are still living in tents as winter approaches, and MSF teams continue to record cases of severe malnutrition among children under 5 and pregnant women. She stressed that despite slight improvement, food insecurity remains deeply concerning.
This has been the news from Saba Satellite Channel. Thank you for watching and have a good time.